Final few minutes of the game here at a corner to Milan. Taking short to Chukwueze. Work centrally there for Rafael Leao. This guy, bro. This guy is cooking us, bro. Wow. Our first season here at Nottingham Forest has come to an end. And with the storm calm, our emotions settled, and our destiny for next season already sealed, let's take a look at how this season played out, but not just for ourselves, but the teams around us as well. These are the final standings in the Premier League for the 2023-24 season, and we finished in 5th place. That means we'll be playing in the Europa League next season, and I also noticed that we had the second best defense in the division, conceding 37 goals in 38 matches, only bettered by Arsenal, who conceded 35. That's really something for us to be proud about and something to build on for the future. Looking at the goalkeeper of the tournament is, of course, Arsenal's Aaron Ramsdale. Kind of makes sense. They had the best defense, so they probably had the most clean sheets as well. Erling Haaland wins the Golden Boot with 30 goals, and the sky is blue. So there you go. Breaking news. Yeah. Team of the season, team of the tournament in the Premier League. We have Edison instead of goalkeeper of the tournament, Ramsdale. Interesting. We have Zinchenko. Hey, we have Yates. Yeah, one of us. We have Nyakate. One of us. We have Montiel. 3 of us. Wow, 3 Forest players, 3 Forest defenders make team of the season. We also have, who do we have? We have Grealish, we have De Bruyne, we have Fernandes, we have Salah, Jesus, and we have Haaland. 3 Forest players in team of the season. Really something for us to be proud of. And again, showing how our defense is probably the most important part of the team. Gabriel Jesus also wins player of the season, and it kind of makes sense. He didn't miss out on the Golden Boot by much. Haaland, 30 goals. Jesus, 29 goals. Looking at our Forest top goal scorer in the Prem, it's Taiwo Awoniyi getting 15. So not quite competing for the Golden Boot, but 15 goals is decent for Taiwo Awoniyi. Gibbs White also getting 11. It's good to see Gibbs White getting double figures in goals in the Prem. Gibbs White topping the assist charts in the entire Premier League, getting 10 assists. 10 assists, 11 goals from Morgan Gibbs White is a fantastic season. I just really hope none of the big teams now suddenly have their eyes on him. I'm sure you can see our wingbacks also high up there in the assist charts. They are key for our creativity as well. So good stuff from them. Now looking at clean sheets, Vlachodimos got 10. Ramsdale topping that metric, and Vlachodimos was fantastic in the beginning of the season. He kind of fell off. There was a point where Turner was playing. Turner got a couple of clean sheets as well, but we're not necessarily dominating any specific metric. Yes, of course, Gibbs White is top for assists, but it's only 10 assists in a 38 game season, you know. It's not like he got 20 assists or anything like that. So if anything, it just says most of the other players individually weren't creating that much, but credit where credit is due. Looking at the most appearances in our squad, it's Nicolas Dominguez, and the guy's an absolute machine, man. The guy is always fit. The guy is always available. He plays every single game, and he plays at a very good level as well. Some of the other most appearance makers are Sangare, Yates, Nyakate, and Gibbs White as well, heavily involved in the team. The most goals, Taiwo Awoniyi, 20 goals in all competitions this season. That's a very good return, man. A very good return, considering that we didn't play any European football. 20 goals in the league, the 2 cups as well. It's good. It's good. It's not quite world class, because if we're talking world class, mate, you have to be delivering 20 in the league alone, but that's something to build from. You know, the likes of Gibbs White also contributed with way more goals than I actually thought he contributed with. Wood, a fantastic backup striker. Hudson-Odoi chipped in here and there. Of course, Calvert-Lewin was only signed in January, and yeah, he chipped in, and so did Dominguez. Looking at the most assists, of course, it is Morgan Gibbs White, and Hudson-Odoi not too far behind him. Of course, our 2 main attacking midfielders. And with the way we set up, we basically build a team around the attacking midfielder, man. The number 10 has to be the most creative guy, and he has to be very decisive, especially with the way we play transition football, right? And it's just a case of, mate, we give the ball to you and we run away from you. You better find us. And for most times, our 2 attacking mids did so. Looking at the contracts that are running down here, we have loads of contracts running down. But before we get into that, you'll see here that there are no options to buy. So this feature is officially broken, bro. Like, we cannot buy players, because I remember specifically with Chalobah, we had agreed an 11.5 million option to buy. We just won't be able to activate it. And I've never seen a squad quite like this before, bro, because between January and the upcoming summer window, we're losing around 15 players, mostly for free. So it's going to leave us in quite a situation. The FA Cup was won by Arsenal in the North London derby, which would just cause England to erupt and explode. Wow, wouldn't want to be around for that to happen. We won the Carabao Cup, though. Fantastic stuff. They're bringing in a trophy. Manchester City won the Super Cup earlier on in the season. And the Champions League was won by RB Leipzig, beating Borussia Dortmund in an all-German final. That's a wild one. The Europa League was won by Liverpool. Okay, to be expected. They beat Lazio. Lazio dropped down from the Champions League. And the Conference League was won by Aston Villa. And Aston Villa winning the Conference League means they'll join us in the Europa League. That means we're going to have 3 English teams in the Europa League, ourselves, Villa and Man United. Looking at the Championship, Southampton and Leeds are back up, immediately promoted back to the Premier League. Then we have a playoff between Leicester, Middlesbrough, Norwich and West Brom. Ligue 1 Uber Eats won by Paris Saint-Germain again, and the sky is blue. Would you look at that? The Bundesliga won by Bayern Munich. Have I mentioned the colour of the sky? Wow, I mean, lads, make it somewhat interesting. To be fair, the Premier League was also won by Man City, bro. We are all farmers. Yeah, look at that. Napoli, back-to-back Scudettos. Does that make it a Scudetti? I don't know. I think that's how it works. Looking at the Portuguese League, Benfica. Okay, that's them retaining the league, isn't it? Bro, leagues have been retained across the park. Let's actually check out Saudi Arabia. The Saudi League was won by Al Hilal. Is that another title defense? I actually have no idea. I mean, Saudi's where the bag is at, boys, and I can't lie, at some point we may have to get involved. Yeah. La Liga EA Sports won by FC Barcelona. Oh, Barca. Barcelona win the league. Yeah. If you know, you know. We have to meet up with these dons at some point in the future. Yeah. Business is not quite done. We never forget. You do me wrong once. Yeah. Let's just leave it at that. Looking at the objectives, we were able to complete some, not able to complete others. But all in all, I believe it was a very successful season. You know, there are other very minor objectives that we didn't bother, like sign these players from this continent. Bro, I gave you a cup. What more do you want, fam? Yeah? I'm giving you European football. What more do you want about signing the North American Don? Leave me out, bro. Yeah? What? Did you want the LeBron James of football? Mate, I gave you Air DCL. Yeah, the guy's basically a point guard, so you can count him as a exotic signing. I don't know, dude. But yeah, all in all, a very successful season, you know, winning the Carabao Cup, getting Europa League football. So in the future, we will have a European or continental success objective as well, which will be interesting to see what they expect us to do next season. But yeah, we've come to the end of the season, boys. We finished 5th in the Premier League. We got knocked out quite early in the FA Cup, unfortunately, but we won the Carabao Cup as well. And let's see what the board have to say. We've come to the end of the season, and I'm writing to let you know that the board is delighted with your performance as a manager so far. Oh, wow. No, that's enough, fam. We don't have to read any further. Yeah, they're ready to give Marcel Kopensavic the next season. Yeah, and we are already into the next season, boys. This is going to be quite fast-paced. Yeah, we're going straight in. We're not wasting any time. The transfer window is open, and the transfer budget has been revealed, and it is £107 million, and that's key because I want to know what we're working with. You know, I had no idea, bro, how much the budget was going to be because I believed we saved around 20 million or so in January when we wanted to buy a centre back, but we couldn't afford him. So we saved that up. Good to see them adding on top of that and giving us 100 million. It's not a lot of money. I mean, in nowadays, some people will tell you that it just buys you some rice, fam. So no, we're not going to be buying rice for 100 mil, bro. No, we're not going to be doing that. Calm yourselves down. Yeah, we need to be smarter with that. You know, we have to be very shrewd in how we spend the money that we have, especially because I already told you guys that most of the squad have left, and I just checked the team, and we have 5 defenders at the football club. We have 4 centre-backs and 1 full-back. That's all we have. Looking at this financial objective here, it says we should keep the salary growth below 15%. So when we do sign players, we should keep that in mind, you know, basically not to overinflate the wage bill. But we just lost quite a few players, so I doubt we're even going to get anywhere near that. Per Shures, we're back. To those who were here in January, this was the guy. This was the chosen one that we went for. But Torino were asking for like 32 million, mate, and we just didn't have it. So we had to settle for Trevor Chalobah on loan. He was a bit of a stopgap. And I guess the option to buy Future being broken is a bit of a blessing in disguise because, you know, we saved that 11 million and, you know, we now try to go for the main guy, the main don that Marcel wanted. We're back. Yeah, and hopefully this time they're a bit more reasonable. So they wanted around 32 million in January. Let's see if, you know, it being the summer window, they'll be a bit more reasonable. We're going to open things up here with a 25 million offer. And we're in! Straightforward negotiations. Wow, it's very clear that then they had just inflated their prices in January only because it's January. Because that happens sometimes, you know, when teams just don't want to lose a player, they will overinflate their price just to drive suitors away. And to be fair for them, it worked. But now we're about to get Perisic for slightly cheaper. Asking a bit higher than the wages we were trying to offer him. But, okay, listen, mate, we'll give you 39.5, yeah, 39.5 and 400k signing on bonus. He's currently on 34.5. He's asking for 40 and a half. He's adamant on the 40. You know what? We'll accept it, bro. We'll accept it. 40,500 a week. Give him a signing on bonus as well. Perisic is in, and Marcelo Kopen-Savic finally has his main centre-back target. And this is a massive deal, because before we signed Shores, the only centre-backs we had at the club were Yates, Niakate, Omabamidele, and Murillo. So 4 centre-backs. Perisic will make it a 5th, and we will ideally like to have 6 centre-backs. So our next signing will also be a centre-back. They rate it an A deal, and makes sense. And he comes in and he's already one of the highest earners in the team. Victor Lindelof, free agent. I mentioned that I want to have 6 centre-backs in the team. Why 6? Some may say that's a lot. It's because we play with a back 3. You know, if you play the back 3, you need to have cover for each position. 3 times 2 is 6. Look at the math here. Look at what we're doing. Yeah, of course we have Europa League football as well, so we have to contend with that. And yeah, that's why we're trying to have 6 centre-backs, you know, and we're thinking of Victor Lindelof as the perfect rotation player for Ryan Yates in the central centre-back position. Because here's the thing, man, the central centre-back for us is going to be a quarterback, bro. And looking at Lindelof's long passing, he fits that to a T. We don't play tiki-taka football. We play counter-attacking football. And our goal is to get the ball from here to that side as quick as possible and put it in the net. That's it. It's not pretty. It's all about being effective. And Victor Lindelof can come in and really compete with Yates because, you know, he's not going to come in and try to be a backup player, bro. No, he's not. I mean, he's a free agent. He could go anywhere. And he has signed for Forest, but he's going to come in and expect to play. So our captain better be in his best form possible. With the centre-back position now sorted out, it's time to stay within the defence, but move over to the wide areas, the fullbacks or the wing-backs. We currently only have 1 fullback at the team, yeah, and that's Nico Williams, bro. It's not great, right? So we're going to try to sign one of the fullbacks that was on loan from us here last season and a guy that made it into team of the season. Gonzalo Montiel was fantastic either as a right back or as a right wing back, did both roles to a very decent level, so we'll be looking to sign him up. But because we still need a left back, we still potentially need a left wing back or another attacker, another midfielder. We'll try to involve a player here in a swap. So we'll offer them Hwang Wee-jo. I remember this guy being at Norwich City and tried to knock us out of the Carabao Cup. Tried to sabotage his own people. Yeah, so you're no longer welcome here, mate. They are interested in Hwang Wee-jo. Don't really want to pay a lot of money, man. So we'll offer 25. Can we agree to that? We will agree to 25 million plus Hwang Wee-jo for Gonzalo Montiel. He's currently on 27.5k a week. He'll obviously expect an increase, so we're offering him 38k plus 400,000 signing on a bonus, which he immediately rejects, asking for 52k, basically doubling his wages and asking for additional bonuses. Firstly, let's cut off the bonuses, and secondly, calm the hell down, bro. Yeah, We aren't going to be paying no Champions League wages, mate. Relax yourself. We have an objective there set not to increase the wage bill by more than 15%. So we have to keep that in mind. We'll offer him 40k and he still won't take 40k. Still adamant on close to £60,000 a week. Montiello's actually taking the piss, bro. I believe our highest earner is maybe Niakate on 55. So I don't think we really want to be making Montiel the highest earner at the club. You see that team of the season hype is really getting to his head. The guy's been on the smoke, fam. Relax yourself. 50k at the most, and he will take £50,000. That's still a big investment for Nottingham Forest, but you could argue that with the season he had, he deserves it. You know, team of the season, very influential, very effective in every role that we put him in, and we have signed him. We were desperate to get that deal done, and we got it done for 25 million. It's rated an A as well, so fantastic negotiating from Marcel Coppensavage. Next on the agenda, Angelino, another defender. I know, but bro, we don't have any left wing back. Aurier left for free. Ola Aina left for free. Nuno Tavares back at Arsenal and will be more expensive than Angelino. Here's the thing with Angelino. He's not as quick as Nuno. He's not as athletic as Nuno Tavares, but technically, we are talking about a footballer. Look at the technical stats of this guy. Look at the crossing. Look at the passing. Look at the dribbling. Look at the finishing. The guy is a left wing back of dreams. And he's available because he is in the final year of his contract. Formerly of Manchester City, has played in Leipzig, has played in Hoffenheim, has played in Galatasaray, has been all over the place, never really settled in Germany, and now we're going to try to bring him back to the Premier League. If we're able to get this deal done, well, first we're going to try to get it done for as cheap as possible because we have quite a lot to do and not a lot of money to do it with. So we may have to offer some players in swaps as well. Going to try to give Leipzig Emmanuel Dennis in this deal. They aren't interested in him. Emmanuel Dennis, to be fair, is a decent player. He was out on loan last season, just came back now, but he just doesn't fit my plans, you know. He just doesn't fit the way we play. So we're going to offer them 15 million outright. They're asking for 21. I don't really want to pay market value because, like I said, he's in the final year of his contract, right? So we'll offer 15 again. Going to have to be strong here, Marcel. Going to have to stand your ground, mate. We need to save as much money as possible, but it doesn't work, though. It doesn't work. They walk away. It's fine. We'll come back. We'll come back at a later stage to try to negotiate that deal. Now some outgoings. Loic Mbesso, 2.55 million out to Norwich City and rated an A deal. Another player that was out on loan just came back, straight back out this time permanently. Josh Bowler as well was out on loan, straight back out permanently this time to Southampton, and that deal is deemed to be a good price as well, so speeding up the outgoings here at Forest. Aristotle Samaras, one of our youth players, he's going out on loan for a year, and Emmanuel Dennis has been sold for 12.1 million to Aston Villa. He'll be staying in the Premier League, but hopefully he won't be coming back to haunt us. A good price as well. He's a good player, man, but unfortunately he's not the kind of striker that we use. He's not even the kind of winger that we use either. Another youngster there going out on loan. We're back in for Angelino. They were adamant that they wanted 21 million. We're going to increase our price from 15 to 17 as the opening offer. And they'll take 17. No more wasting time. We've been negotiating with RB Leipzig, but looks like we're finally going to get our new left wing back. And here's the thing with this guy, man. I had a couple of options. Of course, we had Nuno Tavares, the option to buy him. Of course, another Arsenal left back in Kieran Tierney was on the short list. But I've went for Angelino because he is the best technically. And because he's the best technically, he can also play left wing in a 4-3-3. Of course, that would require Niakate to still play left back, which isn't ideal, whereas Tierney could play left back or even Nuno Tavares could play left back. But he's not a great defender, but he also covers other areas, you know, such as taking corners. You know, we finally now have a free kick taker because he's pretty good at free kicks as well. That's another area in which we could potentially get goals. And I'm telling you guys, this guy is going to contribute to a lot of goals this season. A deal signed for 17 million from RB Leipzig. Angelino is in, and I'm very, very excited about this guy. and to see the kind of impact he'll have on the team. Charlie Perry, the youngster that broke into the team last season, has also been loaned out. He's going out to Olympic Lyon. I don't think he's going to be getting too much game time this season, so he'll be going out there. This is the preseason tournament that we'll be competing in. It consists of Inter, Juventus, Roma, Milan, Athletic Club Bilbao, Napoli, and Real Betis. So very Italian. Spain win the Euros in 2024. Goalkeeper of the tournament at the Euros is Marc-Andre ter Stegen. And the team of the tournament at the Euros, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, David Raum, Hernandez, Koundé, Bowie. That's Sasha Bowie from Galatasaray. That's interesting. Torres, Musiala, Kimmich, Asensio, Timo Werner, and Kylian Mbappe. Interesting stuff there. Of course, we don't have any players that play for one of the top nations, unfortunately. Yeah, none of our players were ever going to be involved there. With the majority of our business already done, it's time to take to the field, and it's time to take to the field on ultimate difficulty. And we're going to test it out here in pre-season in a couple of different situations. Firstly, we're going with a 4-3-3 with a very attacking team facing Real Betis. Basically, our first choice 4-3-3 team, apart from the goalkeeper. Turner is in there just because he's crying a bit, still upset about not being played enough, so he's thrown in there. And I have a player-based difficulty on as well, just to test it out here and see if ultimate difficulty is playable. This is actually the first game in which we test out anything on ultimate difficulty. I normally just test things out on world class and legendary, but we are in preseason. There isn't really much to lose, right? So why not give ultimate difficulty a crack? And if it is playable, not easy, I expect it to be difficult. I'm not saying I just want to use it if we win, but if it's playable, then we'll definitely incorporate ultimate difficulty moving forward. This is where you really see the player-based difficulty kick into play. Like that kind of dribbling over there. We are a goal down here to Betis. And it's not too bad, though. It isn't as weird as it normally is at times. You see that there are still those very glitchy and choppy mechanics on the higher difficulties, but sometimes you just have to ignore them a bit and just, I guess, get on with it, because it gets very difficult at times to try to keep it competitive and keep it challenging while keeping it playable. It's weird, man. It's almost as if it gets to a point where these guys don't know how to make it challenging, so they just make it unplayable, and thus it be challenging because it's unplayable. It's weird, bro. But here we are on the attack through Gonzalo Montiel. He cuts it all the way across, then there's Nicolas Dominguez to immediately equalize to make it 1-1. I have to be honest, it's not as bad as I thought it would be, but this isn't really a big sample size, is it? But the new players are involved, and we are competing well against a pretty good La Liga side. And we just scored a very good goal there. Montiel already showing his worth back at Forest. And back with a goal contribution. Yakata here about to take a throw-in. Goes for the long throw there. Oh my goodness, that's an absolute missile. Awoniyi heads it down towards Angelino. Angelino tried to play it in there. Could not quite do so. It's still 1-1. And we are playing well, With that signing of Pershures, it adds a bit more physicality, a bit more pace, but also more technical ability at the back. That's why we're so desperate to sign him, man. And in previous games when we played the 4-3-3, we were very exposed at the back. But in this game, that has not been the case. So it's good to see our new big money centre-back signing is already making an impact. But this is some poor defending from us here, but saved there by Matt Turner. Betis kept pushing. Good interception by Montiel. Here's Angelino to Niakate. Niakate getting forward. Not really part of his instructions. He is instructed to stay back. And he gives it to Angelino and does stay back. Angelino has all the freedom in the world to get forward and puts in a very good cross there towards Taiwo Awoniyi and saved onto the bar and collected. Did you see the whippage on the cross from Angelino? Oh, mate, you see Angelino and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. We may have something going on there. Here is Angelino once again. He is tackled that time. And here come Betis down the flank. Niakate has that flank locked down. Yates all the way out there towards Montiel. Montiel, a poor pass into the midfield. Not finding anybody. And here come Betis again. And I'm liking that we're also able to keep the ball better. You know, we are signing players that can improve us and still be effective in the counter-attacking play that we have kind of built our team around. But they're also technical footballers, man. You look at Montiel, you look at Angelino, Peixours. They're technical footballers, bro. And, of course, the more technical footballers you have in your team, the better you can keep the ball. And we're showing that here today. This is probably one of the most possession-based performances we've put in. But we have made a mistake there. Was that Niakate who just lost the ball? Peixours is desperately trying to cover. Oh my goodness. Nobody could cover for that. Matt Turner dived out of the way. I never like getting worked up in preseason because it doesn't really mean anything. It's just friendlies, right? I mean, bro, do you want to leave that bad? He submitted a transfer request at the end of the last season, giving him games to play so that we can convince him to stay because we have the Europa League coming up and I really wanted to keep him. But bloody hell, if he's going to be literally diving out of the way of shots, nah, mate, you can go. You can go. I'm sorry, my American friends. You see this guy? He's a fraud. Yeah, we tried to keep him, bro. We tried. But nah, if you're sabotaging the team, fam, and you're doing these kind of stuff, nah, you have to go. Bad form and submitted a transfer request. Nah, bro, he cannot stay. We will be listening to offers for him and see if anybody wants to buy Matt Turner. Oh, Wolves! Wolves have come calling. Wolverhampton Wanderers offering 12.5 million for Matthew Turner. You know what, bro? Let's see if we can get a bit more out of it, though. We'll try to delegate it and start offers at 15. So if you can get between 15 and 12.5, we'll definitely accept that. An offer for Danilo from Chelsea, we will be rejecting that. We will not be letting Danilo go, especially to that poison chalice, just collecting players like their deck of cards. No, thanks. We'll be testing ultimate difficulty now in a completely different situation with a completely different formation and against a higher rated team. Against AC Milan, where we expect to be more defensive, where we have also made a few rotations and we have player-based difficulty on again. So this is like the worst it can get. We're facing a very good team with very skillful players with player-based difficulty on, with ultimate difficulty, and us having rotated the team as well. So I'm expecting us to really struggle today, to be fair. But again, my main cause of experiment is to test if the game is playable. And you see that kind of dribbling that you just saw there? That's where I get the issue with the game. That's why I'm thinking of potentially turning off player-based difficulty for Legendary and Ultimate. Because, I mean, it's not about the skills. It's about the fact that when you try to tackle him, the ball just teleports between his leg and it's suddenly behind him and stuff like that, and it's pretty annoying. But you know, it's good that we're testing it in preseason where it's not going to mean much. But I'll be honest, man, the overall gameplay is okay. You know, it's not too bad. But let's see here. Here's Rafael Leao again, and I understand that he is the star player and I want him to stand out, but bro, you know, let's not make it ridiculous here. Let's not take the piss, shall we? It's Sangare on the ball. Dominguez to Angelino, offside. Unnecessary offside, if you ask me. We haven't really gotten a kick at the ball here, boys. And that is to be expected coming up against such a good team. And apart from that moment of ridiculousness from Rafael Leao, we've been pretty decent. Save there from Vlachodimos. Look at that, a goalkeeper who does not dive out of the way. Wow, amazing, isn't it? A guy that actually knows what his job is. Corner for Milan, taken short. Trying to work it through Benacer to the edge of the box. Rafael Leao! You see that one? I'll give to him. That is fantastic. Fair play. Fair play. What a finish that is. It's not like the goal was clearly open, bro. There were defenders around, fam. There were defenders around, defenders closing him down actually to try to block that shot. A bit slow in blocking the shot. And Rafael Leao gets a brace here. And I am not sure where they finished in Serie A. I'm hoping it's not in the Europa League, bro. Because it's pretty clear that we are not quite ready for this level of team, especially with us increasing the difficulty this season. You know, I really want to make the second season much more difficult. I want it to almost simulate that second season syndrome thing. Because let's be honest, man, we really overperformed last season. And it wasn't just down to the world-class difficulty. You know, it wasn't. There were many factors at play. But I really want us to face a different kind of challenge, you know. We are going to face a different kind of challenge either way, especially with the management of the squad. Oh my goodness, a very good shot there off the post. And it's good to see that we can still create chances. But Milan look extremely dangerous every time they get forward. Vlachodimos came out and just about stayed in his box. Gonna play it short here to Lindelof. Out there to Murillo. Murillo switches it towards Santos instead of the wing back. We would have tried to find Montiel, but couldn't quite get to the Spaniard. Here's Leao to Chukwueze. Back to Benacer. Montiel gets the ball back and plays it to Santos. Only 2-0 and competing well. Liking what we're showing here, boys. Dominic Calvert-Lewin potentially with the best chance of the game here for us. And he does not make the most of it. His shot is saved. We've made some changes. And still trying to compete. Oh my goodness, what a cross again that is. John Joe Shelby involved. Lord Voldemort off the bench and almost scored against AC Milan. Would you look at that? Final few minutes of the game here and a corner to Milan. Taking short to Chukwueze. Worked centrally there for Rafael Leao. This guy, bro. This guy is cooking us, bro. Wow. Again, that bit of skill, I can applaud, you know. I can applaud that and say, bro, this guy absolutely done us there. Just a cheeky drop on the shoulder, one step over, created a bit of space and laid it on a plate, bro. That's fantastic play, and I like that. I like that, right? I mean, mate, I can concede all those goals all day, yeah? It's fine. It's fine. It's 3-0. The first goal is where I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how that looks. But other than that, the gameplay is definitely playable and will definitely be incorporating ultimate difficulty into the second season. I kind of have an idea of how I want to use all three difficulties, you know, world class, legendary, and ultimate, depending on the fixtures as well. But we'll get into that in the next episode. Still kind of finalizing that and structuring it better. But yeah, we'll definitely be using ultimate difficulty to some degree this season. But looking back at that first goal here, just to prove my point, what I'm talking about, you see like stuff like that, when the ball just vanishes and teleports between his leg. It's like when the ball is there for you to tackle, it just teleports behind him and you can't win it back. And those are the mechanics that really annoy me and that have caused me to stay away from these higher difficulties. You'll see it right there, you know, when the ball just, I don't even know what to call that, bro. It just goes through his leg. You know, when you're about to make the tackle, the ball just goes through his leg and you cannot get it. But hopefully that doesn't happen too much, you know, and I don't know. We'll try it without play-based difficulty and hopefully that will be a bit better. But yeah, we'll be using that going forward. Alex Mighton has left the club as well, going to West Brom, sold for 2.35 million. Another A-rated deal, another French player leaving for not a lot of money, but still some money added onto the transfer budget. The last game against Roma will just sim. I think we've tested ourselves enough here, and it will be a draw. So Marcel Koppensavage getting a draw in his last game of pre-season against one of his former sides. Look at this Don, yeah? Already in the press, giving it all that. Let's see what's going on here. Wolves meet Nottingham Forest demands. Yeah, we just sold him, bro. Nottingham Forest announced the departure of 30-year-old goalkeeper Matt Turner to Wolverhampton Wanderers after a 12.9 million deal, which will see the player earn 62k a week. Oh, you're making more money. So what? Yeah, the Wolverhampton Wanderers manager commented, "It's great that we could come to an arrangement over the lad's future. Not only are we happy, but so is Turner." Oh, he's happy, is he? Good luck, mate. We're already replacing him. Salim Ibrahim. Yeah, free agent Moroccan goalkeeper, 21 years of age, and he has a 5-star weak foot, bro. Yeah, he's already pretty decent, bro. You know, as a backup goalkeeper, we'll need somebody who can come in for the Europa League games as well. And I think this guy is already at a decent level, but can still improve, especially with his kicking. Having that 5-star weak foot means we can really develop him into being that complete sweeper keeper who can play out from the back as well. That's one of Lakonimas's weaknesses. So bringing him this Ibrahim Don could really open up a different avenue of how we play. So we have signed him up. Not going to be an expensive deal whatsoever. A young goalkeeper coming in there, younger, fresher, more determined than Matt Turner. No room for dons that aren't fully committed. These are the deals that we have done so far. We've signed Montiel from Sevilla, 25 million plus Huang Wei-zhou. Signed Percios for 25 million from Torino. We signed Victor Lindelof for free. We then sold Mbesso out to Norwich City. We sold Baula out to Southampton. We then loaned out Samaras, one of the youngsters from the academy. We signed Angelino from RB Leipzig for 17 million. We have Atkins leaving on loan. Dennis going to Villa for 12.1 million. Charlie Perry out on loan at Olympic Lyon. Alex Mighton out to West Brom permanently. The fraud leaving to Wolves for 12.9 million. And we have Salim Ibrahim joining as a free agent. So not the most flashy signings, not the most exciting signings. We still have something cooking in the background, believe you me. Yeah, this one could potentially be an eye-catching one. But nah, I'm very happy with the business we got done. You know, like I said, man, we were very short in numbers. We still are pretty short in numbers. We're still quite short, but you know, we did what we could. The budget wasn't a massive one, especially for what we needed to do. But I am okay with the business we did. You know, we needed a left wing back, and Angelino was there, one of the best on the market, and we had to get that done. Montiel was too good to not sign him up permanently, and we got that done. We finally got the centre back that we've been looking for. We got a pretty decent centre back in Lindelof for free. We got a backup goalkeeper for free. You know, now it's about the attack. We're working for something in the attack. We have a couple of options. You know, I'm either thinking of bringing in a striker to really elevate us. We don't have a big budget. I think we have around 40 million left. And yeah, thinking of doing that, or potentially bringing in another creative player to, instead of relying on that one clinical guy, bring in another player that can create more for the rest of the team. Exploring a couple of options with Marcel, we'll see what we come up with, but yeah, very excited to see what we can do there. Our season starts against Crystal Palace at home. We then have Brentford, and then we have West Ham. So a pretty decent start to the season. Nothing too difficult, nothing too challenging. I do expect the game away at West Ham to be quite difficult, and Palace, you know, on their day can really cause anybody problems. So I'd say we're done with most of our business for the season, you know, maybe one or two more signings. And the main thing is no big teams have come in for some of our big players. You know, I don't just reject transfers. You know, if a Manchester United, a Bayern Munich, Barcelona, a Real Madrid come in for one of our star players, I think we would have to sell. So I'm really hoping nobody comes in for like Gibbs White or Nyakate or any of those guys. Nothing so far, and hopefully it stays that way. But anyway, let me know your thoughts about today's episode. A big one. Finished the first season, already set up the second season. We're ready to go, baby. Yeah, drop a like on the video if you have enjoyed it, and please do subscribe as well. I'd greatly appreciate that. I've been Pretty Crusher. I'll see you guys next time.